Vanessa, the Crafty Gemini. I post weekly how-to video tutorials right here on my YouTube channel. And in this video, I'm giving you a quick update on how we're prepping our garden for the spring. So we're here on our little farm and we're getting ready for the spring 2014 garden. What we did was, normally we don't usually fence it around, but we've had a little bit of a problem. Now that we have so many chickens and ducks, we have about 30 chickens now and 11 ducks, and they like to go everywhere here. And even though we have a lot of property, we have about 5 acres, it's enough for them to roam around free ranging all day, but they love to come in to wherever I'm planting stuff. And since I have so many of them, they hardly give the little seedlings enough time to start growing till they can get established. So we decided that for the spring garden, spring and summer garden this year, we were going to fence it up around. So we didn't really want to spend any money on the fencing, so we went with something simple. We used some T-posts that we already had here on the farm. And then in the spots where we didn't have enough, we went with some dried out or cured bamboo that we have on the property that we feed to the chickens and to the goats actually, who love the bamboo leaves. And then we let them dry out in the back of the property, and then I use them kind of like how you see this one. It's a pretty sturdy little stake, nothing fancy, just in the ground, enough to hold up the chicken wire around it. So really what I wanted to keep out were the wild rabbits, because those were the ones that were really munching on the leaves of my young little seedlings. We haven't had a problem with our chickens and ducks trying to get in, even though the fencing is not very high. We only bought 48-inch tall chicken wire, you can see here, and so the shape of it is supposed to be kind of like a C, so that I have about 12 inches on the ground here, down, so that if the rabbits try to go under, there's kind of like, they can't go right under the fence line. Instead, they come up with a little bit of the metal of the chicken wire. And then it comes up this way, and then you should have about 12 inches going back this way. So if they come up real close and they try to jump over, it catches them there too. This is a really new technique. I'd never heard of it, but it was cheap and inexpensive, so we decided to give it a try. Maybe next season I'll give you all an update and see how it actually worked for us, but so far so good. We haven't had a problem. It's not too fancy. We have to touch it up in some spots. So the total garden plot that we fenced around here is about 30 feet by 75 feet, so it's a big chunk. Okay, I'll be able to do my spring stuff here and then give enough time for my summer seedlings and stuff to get established and grow. If you want to come up a little closer, I'll show you what we have planted so far. So right here is the first little plot that we planted. This is one of my favorite things to plant with the kids because they pop up super fast and they're done super fast. They are radishes. What's your favorite seed to plant?
Flower.
Flowers? That's so sweet.
Yeah, with Mama.
You like to plant flowers with Mama?
Yeah.
And what are these here, Allie?
The radishes.
Radishes. Good job, Allie. So these are radishes, and they'll be done in about 3 weeks. So it's probably one of the quickest little things to grow. The seeds are kind of small, but for kids, they're not too small for them to handle. They can just sprinkle them in the ground. What are you planting there, Allie?
My seeds.
Your seeds?
Yeah.
What kind of seeds?
Radishes.
Radishes too? Cool.
I want to eat.
And the ones that are kind of like right on top of each other, you want to have at least an inch or so in between them. They won't be that big, but if you want to leave more space, that'll work fine too. You can see they look really good. And then I have 2 rows here, 1 and 2, and there's nothing coming up from these yet, but we planted some. Actually, this one we just planted carrots. We planted them about 4 or 5 days ago. There's nothing coming up there. But on this one, let me see if I can get in close so you all can see. I planted some beets. And you see that red thing right there? Right here. They're like kind of pink, purplish color. Those are the little beet seedlings that are creeping up. There's another one right here. You see that? Here are some of the seedlings that I have getting ready for the spring and summer garden. These are going to be tomatillos. This was actually a gift from a farmer friend. Here I planted a ton of stuff. Let me see if I can wipe down the labels here. This is some kohlrabi. Cilantro that still hasn't come up. It's probably because it's still too cool for that. Eggplant is still too cool for that too, because these are summer plants, right? It's still kind of cool here. And here on this side, I just have planted a ton of different collards. So these are Georgia collards, and then champion collards here. And then on this one here, in this tray, I have more collard greens planted. Here, these are cucumbers that are starting to come up. And then over here I have some basil planted, and that's starting to creep up now. And that's it for this gardening update. I hope you enjoyed the video. Make sure you join us next time where my kids and I are going to show you how we prep the soil and sow our radish seeds. Thanks again for watching. Make sure you click that subscribe button, and I'll see you next time. Bye.